Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Grant here, and today I'm going to be showing you a sweet video of a new deck that I've been using. It's freaking awesome, it's really cheap, and I've been kicking some serious butt with it lately. So I'm going to go ahead and show you what it is. So you've got the cannon, which is level 5, and then I have spear goblins, I have a hog rider, sorry about that. I have goblins, I have a fireball, I have skeletons, the zap, not the lightning spell, the zap, and a mini pecker. So let's go ahead and get into a couple replays. Okay, before I get into a replay, I just want to show you that I've been actually doing well with this lately. So you have this first attack here in the middle of the 0 to 3. I lost the first one, that was my first try. Ignore that, it was really bad. But look at the other results. I have a 1, there's a draw there, then I won, another draw, I win, I win, I win, I win, I win, I win, and I had another draw. But this deck is actually really good for being really cheap, and it's just a lot of troops that a lot of people are going to have. So it's a really good deck to use, really cheap to use, and I'm going to go ahead and show you a couple of replays now, and we're going to go ahead and get into that. Okay, so we're going to go ahead into this first replay here. I'm in Arena 3, I'm playing against, let's see, Blatant Drop 7 from El Cito, I don't know what that is. Anyway, I started off by placing down a cannon. Then what I do is I usually place down something. If I don't have the hog, the goal is to have the hog rider first, and then I usually use the archers. So what I'll do is I'll take my hog and I'll place it down as close to the line as possible, and then I'll put my spear goblins to go down and do a lot of the damage. So as you saw on the right, he didn't have anything to do damage to my guys other than his tower, because he was too focused on the left side. And on the left side I had, well, not on the left side, but in the middle I had my cannon there. So that was tanking a lot of the damage. Unfortunately, he did have a balloon, and he did have some other troops that came in and did a lot of damage to me, but that's okay. So now you see here, I'm just waiting to see what his next move is. He doesn't really do anything. So I went ahead and dropped down a cannon right there. And then he got a witch in. It's a level 1 witch, and he didn't really have any skeletons guarding it. It was a really stupid drop on his part. So that really helped me out here. So you see me doing the hog and the spear goblin combination again. And usually what I also like to do is I'll place down that hog rider, and then my spear goblins will be following it up. And then if someone places down a troop, because usually people place troops close to the tower or behind it or right near it, so what I'll do is I'll take the zap and I'll zap that troop. If I'm lucky, it'll kill him, but usually it'll stun him for like 2 or 3 seconds. And that's really awesome, because then their troops or tower or whatever it is basically rendered completely useless for that time. So if I say have their tower stunned for 2 seconds, and I have a hog and say 3 of my spear goblins on it, they're probably going to put out, I would say, about 500 damage in those seconds. So if you get a hog rider and 3 of your spear goblins on a tower, and he doesn't do anything, and you manage to zap it or do whatever, and you just negate all damage, you are going to wreck his tower totally. It's going to be just an absolute annihilation of that tower. The hog rider is doing a lot of damage. The archers are backing, or the spear goblins, excuse me, they're backing it up. It's just a really good combo. So here this guy dropped down a balloon. I was like, oh shoot, what am I gonna do? And I was like, oh, I have my zap. So what I do is I zap his balloon. It froze it for like 2 seconds, which was sweet. So then at that time I had some spear goblins shooting it, and I had the home cannon shooting it, which got a lot of damage off, and that really did a lot. So here he started to really overwhelm me with troops, but that's where the fireball comes into the play. So when you drop down the fireball on the troops, that fireball is really gonna deal out a lot of damage, which is really awesome. And then from here, I was basically trying to wait it out, because I got both of his towers, so I was just trying to spam troops to get his troops distracted, going left and right and left and right and all over the map, just because I wanted to waste time and get him distracted, because I knew I probably wasn't going to be making a hard push, because he has a lot of strong late game troops. So here, that was the first replay. Basically, what you want to do is get that hog rider down, get some archers to back it up, and zap something to slow it down or whatever if you need to. So that was the first replay. I hope you enjoyed that one. We're gonna go ahead and get into the next one.
Another one.
Okay, here's the next replay. This is a 2-0 win on my part. He was using spear goblins, musketeer, skeleton army, free spell, prince, hog, fireball, and the balloon. So we're gonna go ahead and watch this. Okay, so this is back in Pekka's Playhouse. I'm playing against Brian. Brian is a level 7. So what I do is I have my hog rider and my spear goblin. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna be placing that down first, obviously, because that's really where I shine. I go down with the hog and then the spear. And he might try and counter it, which this guy did not do, because he saw, oh, I have a hog, or he was thinking, I have a hog, I'm gonna go ahead and do the same thing he's doing. So that was cool, but honestly, in that situation at the very beginning where I had my hog and my 3 spear goblins, if I would have just zapped him with the zap spell, I would have annihilated his tower, but unfortunately my zap wasn't available at the time, but that's alright. This deck's still awesome. So right here, I really don't have anything to work with, so I was like, okay, I'll put down my Peck here because I saw my Hog Rider was coming up next. And then I also saw, I was like, oh shoot, this guy's got a Prince. So I was really trying to kite his troops away from the tower so he could take as much damage as possible and inflict the least amount as possible there. So kiting is really important. If you don't know a lot about kiting, you can just search some videos on it, or I might make one in the future on explaining kiting, but it's really, really helpful for defending, and then you can turn that defender right around and attack someone and completely annihilate them. So here I'm like, okay, I don't really, I have my Hog up, I've got my Spear Goblins up, I could go on the offensive, but then I was like, oh, he's got a balloon, so I didn't send in my archers, my Spear Goblins, I keep saying archers, my Spear Goblins behind the Hog, because I was like, the Hog can probably take that tower down himself, and right there he did, but now he's got the Spear Goblins, or now he's got the Minion Horde. My Spear Goblins did defend, however, against that balloon. So now I have a cannon in the middle, just doing some damage. He's gonna get all of the Minion Horde, but then there you got the Musketeer running, and everyone knows the Musketeer does a ton of damage. That's just her. She just deals out damage after damage after damage. She's really strong. One nice thing about the skeletons is, not the skeleton army, the skeletons. When you get 4 of them, it's 1 elixir. It's just sweet because they can be really helpful for distracting. I highly recommend using the Spear Goblins, the Goblins, or the skeletons for kiting the troops across the battlegrounds, the playing field, whatever you want to call it. So here I saw I got one of his towers down, so I was like, alright, there's 47 seconds left. I'm going to try and do a kind of like a long defending time. So I placed down my cannon in the middle there. He had his Hog coming in, so I placed down some Goblins there to kill his Hog, which worked really well. He didn't even get a hit off me. And then I saw I had my Hog and my Spear Goblins and a Zap. So I got in here, zapped his troops. It froze them for like 2 seconds, which is sweet. I don't even know if it's that long. And then I had some troops coming in deal good damage. Even if for a second, they might not seem long, but that's enough to get out 200-300 damage on an enemy, which is actually really sweet. So I think here I used the Fireball on the Archer, or the Balloon, which was really terrible placement, but it's alright. The battle is ending in 10 seconds. This was actually a really sweet battle. I did end up winning this battle. I beat him actually 2-0, which is very good. And that's about it for this video, guys. So I hope you did enjoy this video. It's a super cheap deck, super awesome, works really well. I highly encourage all of you to use it. If you guys did enjoy this video, be sure to leave a thumbs up. If you have any questions, leave them down below, and be sure to subscribe to stay up to date with my most recent content. And I'll catch you guys later. Peace out.